And violence between pro-democracy and anti-Occupy protesters happened overnight in Mongkok, leaving many people injured. There were allegations the police were lenient on instigators, with some pro-democracy protesters suspecting it was deliberate. An accusation the police strongly deny today. Here's Owen Fong again.
Shantung Street. In the early hours of the morning, the man being held by others was said to have assaulted people who were supporting the Occupy protesters. A group of masked men rushed forward and began assaulting others. Anti-triad police officers later stopped a group of people on the junction of Shantung and Fa Yun streets, and the two sides had a tense standoff. Police brought out batons to control the situation and arrested several people. Police found bags of bricks and a number of metal sticks nearby and took them away as part of the investigations. Scuffles broke out on Argyle Street, near Langham Place as well. Anger boiled over as people accused the police of failing to enforce the law in the face of clear violence. And on Sai Yi Street, there was a confrontation between police and a group of people outside the Golden Era Plaza shortly after 2 a.m. Officers retreated to around Macpherson Stadium and issued warnings to the group. Throughout the night, many protesters were left injured from the clashes. This man said he was attacked by a group of masked men. This protester said the police did nothing as he was attacked by anti-Occupy protesters. There were allegations that the police were cooperating with triads to attack pro-democracy protesters.
Some people say that the police or the government work together with the triads. Do you believe that?
I think so. I really think so.
Why do you say that?
Because we can see that when the bad guy come and then just fight other peoples, the police doesn't do anything.
The police, however, strongly denied such allegations.
There are some allegations that the police have allowed triad members to cause the disturbances at the scene in Mongkok. I would like to emphasize that these are totally unfounded and are extremely unfair to police officers who faithfully and diligently perform their duty at the scene.
Police say they arrested 19 people in Mongkok last night for offences such as fighting in public places, unlawful assembly and assault. Owen Fung, TVB News.
The Federation of Students and Scholarism are organising a rally at 8 p.m. in Admiralty to condemn violence against protesters. Vice-chancellors of several universities visited student protesters in Admiralty earlier today. And the Chinese university has issued an open letter urging the students to leave the protest sites. Ms. Yun has more.
This morning, an ambulance arrived at the chief executive's office compound at Tamar. Protesters gathering in the area demanded that the doors of the ambulance be opened. They checked what the vehicle was carrying before allowing it to enter the office compound. Similarly, they made sure a van bearing the label food and water did not contain any ammunition for the police. Persist to the end. Carry on with civil disobedience without fear, the crowd chanted. This afternoon, the Federation of Students and Scholarism announced plans for a gathering outside the central government offices at 8 o'clock tonight to condemn the violence against protesters in Mongkok and Causeway Bay last night. Alex Chow, Secretary General of the Federation of Students, said he believes triad members and pro-government groups started the conflicts and violence. He condemned the police for tolerating the attackers and not doing enough to stop them. He added that the Federation of Students has no choice but to put on hold political reform talks with Chief Secretary for Administration Carrie Lam before the government offers its explanation to the people of Hong Kong why violence broke out and who should be held responsible for it. The head of 5 tertiary education institutions went to Admiralty today to visit student protesters. Among them, Stephen Zheng, president of the Hong Kong Institute of Education. As a president and a parent, I don't want to see my children being hurt, he said. I hope they would stay away from any dangerous situation. The Chinese university issued an open letter urging its staff members and students to leave the protest sites due to the volatile situation. Liz Yun, TVB News.
Well, Chief Executive Leung Cheng-ying has made another appeal to supporters of the Occupy movement to stop their street protests so that social order can return to normal. In a recorded message released this afternoon, the CE said occupation protests over the past week have seriously disrupted the daily lives of Hong Kong people. On the clashes between demonstrators and their opponents in Mongkok, Leung condemned all kinds of violent behaviour. He warned that there is a high risk of things going out of control, with serious consequences for public safety and social order if the current situation is allowed to continue. The chief executive called for restraint among the Occupy movement supporters and those who are opposed to them. Apart from ending the conflict, he said other priorities include the restoration of access to the central government offices in Tamar for 3,000 staff members and an end to the blockage of roads in Wan Chai and the central and western districts so that classes at all schools can resume next Monday.